Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all having a lovely Sunday. So in today's video,
what's a thing that your ex did to you?
yes, there's a lot of stories in this video, but I've tried to make it super short, okay? But I would like to know, what is some of the effed up things that your exes did to you? Leave that in the comments section. Let me play some of the responses from other people and I'll come back and talk a little bit more. Let's get into the video. And don't forget to subscribe.
What's a fucked up thing that your ex did to you?
But yeah, he proposed to me in front of the entire church. And the whole time he knew he was cheating on me with random dudes and his brother. Yeah. And it took me a lot of therapy to get over it. It did.
After 2 years of marriage, I found out that my husband was banging a 19-year-old for 6 months, while gaslighting me into thinking I was fucking crazy. As I worked my ass off in therapy, doing everything to save our marriage. That's not all. After I wrote a best-selling book about all of it, I found out about all the other women who contacted me besides the 19-year-old. But wait, there's more. In response to the book's success, he illegally hacked into and disabled my social media. So you really could say I survived a narcissist and got the t-shirt. And then there was the man after my husband, the one who I fell madly in love with, introduced me to his mother, told all of his friends I was the one. He even invited me on a romantic month-long trip to Italy with him, knowing that I was fresh out of a divorce. It was a fairy tale until he dumped me 48 hours before the plane ride. So I went by myself, had an epic fucking adventure, wrote a book about the whole thing that's now helping women around the world heal, and became a podcast.
He married the ex that he used to cheat on me with all the time. He married her while I was pregnant with his child. But he married her, according to him, because he needed bail money because he had gotten locked up. And I refused to come get him out. And he said that if he wasn't able to post bond, that I would never forgive him for missing the birth of our son. But somehow he thought that he could hurry up, he could marry her, hurry up, get her to bail him out, and then go and be able to annul the marriage before I found out anything. Yeah.
I was married to my ex-husband for about 5 or 6 years. He was a drug addict, and for a huge portion of our relationship, our marriage, I was the sole provider. I was the only one working while he stayed at home with our child. And because he was a drug addict and because I was the only one working, the only place he could get money from for his habit was me. Now, because I was the only one working, times were tough as it is, but I would be forced to give him money every few days for his habit. And whenever I was not able to give him any more money, he would find other ways to find money around the house. I had to start hiding money in the most random spots. Like, I hid money in like the pants pocket of my clothes that was hanging in the closet. I would try to find the most random places nobody ever would think to look to hide money, but sure enough, he always found it. So my last resort to hiding money was just to go to sleep at night with it on my person. I would sleep with a sports bra, specifically hiding money in my sports bra, thinking that he would never think to look there. Sure enough, I woke up to him in the middle of the night pulling money out of my sports bra. And there was also another time where I had just started a new job. It was my very first day on the job. I had driven to work that day. But I remember the night before I had put a $20 bill in my purse because I knew that my car the next day was going to need gas. So I had enough gas to get to work, but I had a $20 bill specifically for gas money and my lunch. And so I went to go on my lunch break on my very first day at work with my gas tank now on E. I went to go in my purse and the money was gone. So I had to ask my mom for money, and I had to gather change from the car. That was enough change to like get myself a hot dog or something like that. So yeah, Your turn.
Your ex.
That man drove maybe 3-4 blocks down the street with me on the hood of the car. Watched me fall off the car and drove off. I'm laying in the street, couldn't walk, and my ankle was sprained. I got stories for days.
Ex used to post like hella thirst traps on social media all the time. He would also blatantly disrespect me and post things towards like other females, like flirting with them, like really flirting. He would hang around a lot of girls that I had never met before. I didn't know who they were. It was like he just started hanging, these were girls that he just started hanging around. He barely spent time with me or talked to me. I would always see him like posting pictures of him on FaceTime with all these girls, and like, oh, you would think he was single. You would think that we weren't together. Every time I tried to talk to him about it or say something to him about it or address it, he would always block me on all his social medias. He would always tell me that I was tripping. But yet if I blocked him, he would have went on a rampage. Just videos of them hanging out and I didn't even know, like, oh, I didn't, okay, who's that that you're hanging out with today? But yeah, he blocked me because he didn't want me to see anything that he was doing. And so I couldn't go to their page and see what they were doing. Yeah, I left him. For those who are gonna be like, girl, why the fuck didn't you leave? I left.
That your ex did to you.
He joined ISIS and I was out of the country, and when I came back to the country, the FBI were waiting for me.
My ex from Atlanta, Georgia was dating his uncle.
That thing that your ex did.
Okay, this was made for me. So one day me and bro get into an argument. He leaves the room and goes into the bathroom. Remind you, we're in a dorm, so I can hear everything that's going on in the bathroom. So first he flushes the toilet. Don't forget that he flushes the toilet. Okay, so I hear bro dry heaving like he throwing up or something. So I'm like, okay, hold on, let me give him some time. And then he takes too long to come out, so I go in and check on him. When I come into the bathroom, bro is laid flat out in the middle of the floor with the empty Aleve bottle in his hand. So I'm panicking because I just picked up that bottle earlier and I knew it was completely full, forgetting that he just flushed the toilet prior. So I'm calling his name. I'm like, oh my gosh, how many did you take? Bro is not responding, on mute. I swear to God, he deserves the Oscar. After a few minutes of trying to get him to respond, I call his mom and I tell her what happened. And the first thing that this lady says to me so calmly, she says, well, what did you do to him? Y'all, that whole night was so traumatic. I can't even recall how he got up off the floor, and he's well and alive. Nothing happened because he flushed the Aleve down the toilet.
Well, at the time, she was my side chick. She was upgraded to be my girl when she convinced me to divorce my wife of 2 years, and I ended up getting with her. At the time, she had a dude as well. They had one child together. So me and her ended up getting together. It was horrible because we ended up breaking up 2 homes, but we was in love at the time, or at least we thought we was in love. So we get together, everything was all hunky-dory. But I remember the situation where she used to come late from work. She had got a new job in the city, and it required her to work a lot. But she was coming home really late. So one day I confront her, I'm like, yo, what's going on? You coming home late? I'm cooking for myself, I'm watching shows by myself, like, what's going on? And then she ended up telling me, like, look, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been stressed out, and I've been confiding with my ex on what's been going on because they're co-parenting, and she ended up sleeping with her ex. I'm like, come on, man. I done left my wife for you. You gonna sit there and cheat on me? So I forgive her because we done been through so much. I'm like, I couldn't go back to my ex. I'm like, I'm not gonna go back out and try to get a new chick. So I ended up forgiving her. And then 6 months later, she ended up pregnant and she ended up leaving me.
Oh my God. The first lady. That was like what, like, to what extent are you willing to go to embarrass somebody when you know deep inside you that this is not the person that you want? Like, some people, I just don't know what to say. The last guy, like, you started a relationship with somebody else while you were married to somebody else, and she convinced you to to divorce your wife, and you went and divorced your wife, and then she ended up cheating on you. Any relationship that starts off with cheating often ends with cheating. That's all I'm going to say. And the lady who wrote the books, oh, I love her story. I really love her story. ISIS lady, that sounds very scary. Imagine coming back from a trip and having the feds in front of your house looking for you because your boyfriend, hey, I think I'll shit my pants because that That's a different level of crazy. And the other lady whose husband, did she say husband or boyfriend? But her husband or her boyfriend got married to somebody else while she was pregnant, and he thought that she wasn't going to find out. I'm so glad that she found out. Okay, I'm so glad that she found out. And the lady who was driven in front of a bonnet, like, what happened? How did you get on top of that? Like, what happened? I want to know the rest of the story, because that is horrible. That sounds like somebody who hated her so much. But anyhow, the woman who was married to an addict, I could only imagine what she went through. That is like emotional and mental torture. Like, I don't even know. It's just horrible. But anyway, let me know what you think about all of this. Like I said before, leave your stories and thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.